Hello everyone, my name is Clantis and welcome to the Clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get into the video again, guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the encouraging messages that you guys are sending me. You have absolutely no idea how healing when one hears how appreciative you guys are of the videos that I put out. And it's also seen by proof when you are liking the video and also subscribing to the channel. I highly appreciate you guys so very much. You have absolutely no idea. Again, in case you ever doubted what I said last week, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are part of my prayer every single day. Abundance of blessings to you, abundance of blessings to your life. Whatever desires that you have in your life, may they all come to fruition. That is my prayer, guys, and also the one that I told you last week. So anyways, let's get into the self-appointed expert comments. And the first one comes from, my friend, Shelly Chetty. Hi, Shelly, how are you doing? Shelly says, since the supposed admission was made in 2020, why are having a never-ending trial? I don't think this confession in isolation will be the deal maker for the state. It can bolster its case, but there is still insufficient evidence for a conviction. I'm agreeing with this one very much so. I think this is just Baloyi grasping at straws at this point in time because, yeah, I agree with you, Shirley. I agree with you there. Taylor says, you are right about that Njako lawyer. Yeah, I'm hearing stories about him that he is a touter, or he was a touter at the time. And that alone, that is not credible of a lawyer who was sitting in such an intricate, sensitive process as that one that Ntanzi found himself. So this cannot be admitted. Unfortunately, this confession cannot be admitted because a person that was acting unethical was part and parcel of that process and was giving the suspect wrong legal advice. We need to find this person. Honestly speaking, this person needs to be found. This is from Charlotte, who says, well said, clan leader. Baloyi is really exhausting us, man. But I like it when Gomen Zulu said, since I joined this trial, it seems there is a lot of unfairness. And he was going for the judge and the judge interrupted him because the judge doesn't like to be told the truth. To me, it's giving narcissism, like, I'm the judge. I'm the judge. No, I think it's giving narcissism there. / unprocedural, but he cut off when the judge said, it's okay, I'll be excused. I'll be excused by Clantis. This are the genuine answers that should, I think you were typing really, really fast. I'll try my best to see what you're saying. Should best from her ladyship. Oh, like answers that she needs. The best answers that she needs to give from those questions that I asked earlier. I hope that the defense, though, are going to ask it. I hope so. I don't know if they watch our videos. I don't know. I hope they do. So they can get some ideas, because, just because we are laymen on the streets, does not mean that we don't have, yes, we did not go to law school. We did not get law degrees and things like that. But still, we can see things on the other side looking in, and maybe it's something that you can take and then, incorporate. Like this morning, they talked about exactly what my community post was about. I talked about getting an expert, an audio and film expert who's going to look at this audio and see which parts were cut off and if the voice of that is heard on the audio is that of Ntanzi, all that sort of stuff. And then I heard Advocate Ngomen Zulu talk about it. I'm like, we are on the same wavelength there. Great. Deborah says, hi, the clan family. Another boom of the matter is, how come if Ntanzi is there to confess, why not mention that you're taping the conversation? Why hide it? And again, not mentioning it to so-called silent lawyer. You know what I think? I think that the magistrate may have been burnt before and then she was blamed for something. And so from this point on, she was careful to have like a tape recorder of the process like this one, so she never finds herself in trouble. But I also feel like Baloyi is being a tick, like a parasite to this. And he is, you know, I was looking at the FICA interception thing in that Communications Act. And I'm like, what is the definition of interception? A definition of interception is when there is a suspicion of a crime that you and I over the phone are commissioning. And then the authorities, maybe a judge, a lawyer, or a magistrate intercepts that call between you and I. It's telephonic, by the way. Electronic, meaning telephonic conversation that we're having or by email. But this is an audio recording. How is that interception? I don't get it. I really, yeah, again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But the word interception means spying of some sort. So, okay, I don't know. I don't know, honestly speaking. Honestly speaking, and I think Advocate Mngomezulu needs to challenge this under interpretation. He needs to take this term interception into interpretation within the trial, within a trial, so that this judge can be exposed. Who's next? Tagile says, when police torture people, they beat them on the soles of their feet. You don't bruise there. It's possible here was beaten in places that don't leave marks. This is torture. This torture is meant to inflict pain only and not injuries. It's called phalanga or phalanga. Very possible that's what they did to him. I also think so too. I don't think when these South African police do this, they would leave any marks. If you listen to Mthokozisi Twala and if you listen to Mthokozisi Twala, he will tell you that there was no Peterization. There was more of constraints, you know, being put in a place that is so uncomfortable that you end up peeing on yourself. That is why they had a mat underneath him by his wayside. Because when he was explaining that process, I could actually imagine it. I was like, oh my goodness, what's the mat about? Then it hit me that so that the floor doesn't get wet or any evidence of wetness that is going to be found there in case he does open a case. And then they go and do an investigation around that area, and protein is found that indeed somebody did pee in this spot where Thokozisi is pointing at. So I was like, and the plastic suffocation thing, yes, if you're going to put a plastic bag over my head, innocent as I am, I'm going to say, yes, I did it, just so I save my life. Of course, there's not going to be any infliction of marks on my body. But internally, I even saw somebody in the comment section asking about why didn't this magistrate have a doctor on standby? Because a doctor on standby will be able to tell that this person is not only injured like externally, but internally he's going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, things of that nature. Did this magistrate take that step? No, she didn't, because she didn't care. Shangen Bosch, can I ask a favor of you? I beg you. I know your comment is important. Trust and believe me, I'm going to read it when I'm on by myself, because hey, the coconut in me and reading like the current Zulu King, you know, me and him are on this, same WhatsApp group. When we read this Zulu, I'm sure you will understand my okay, there's no picture of you, so I also don't want to assign you a wrong gender and think you're a brother when you're a sister. I did that with another member of the clan. I was so embarrassed. But anyways, let's continue. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to skip. It's just that it's Zulu Nkosi and your comment it's pretty long. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I apologize. And you always contribute great points. I'm so sorry for this one. I apologize, honestly. Particularly says, Rabio 2 IQs clan, I love it, son. Thank you so much. You know the clan and our 2 IQs. Everything that we are seeing here, that's exactly what we are doing. Self-appointed experts, as well as with our 2 IQs, we're able to make some sense of what's going on in that court of that Rata individual. I hated how he deliberately I think not misquoted. Like he was disrespecting Mshololo today and calling her by a wrong surname, and repeatedly so. Yes. Purple Rain Trans said, woo, oh ha, yay, Rata Badu Lumile Bodlu. The coconuts, sorry, will definitely become Cronje during the cross-examination. Kokuma top class Afrikaans Mvikela. Poor defense will have tough time trying to cross-examine her past Bodlumlilo. Hey, when you take your children to white schools, guys, also teach them how to read and write their vernac, you know? Because when they are done with school, they'll be like me. Maria says, Mr. Clantis, why are you not covering the Zulu fighting that is going on in the court, love from the USA? I deliberately did that because I feel like I'm going to be biased, and I feel, okay, it's a Zulu royal house. I know I have freedom of expression and speech and things like that I try to stay away from, but I get you. I 100% get you. I'll have to think about it, honestly speaking. Because what's going on there is quite interesting. I must say, quite interesting. Shangam Bosch, thank you for coming with English. As if you were listening to me, because this comment came 30 seconds ago. Shanga says, Danko, Mr. Clantis, your question is the best questions of all of them. You name them. You are the best. I salute you. Ngiyafisa ukube nabameli bayayizwa lento oyishoyo. Ngiyakuvuma, my man. Thank you. Thank you so much. I do see you guys say, you should have been a lawyer. You should have been an advocate. Others are looking at me sideways, so like, really? Really? And I'm like, what? No, seriously, what? Hey, you clan members, I gag my face. Tandega says, the question here is, who paid the so-called lawyer? Exactly. And he was touting, apparently. So if he's touting, that means he was paid by whomever brought Ntanzi there. He did his services, he got paid, off he went into the thick of nothingness. He needs to be found by the same people that got him. He needs to be found and brought to the court. Wandy says, thanks Clantis for the info. Thank you so much for your support and watching, Wandy. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys so very much for this. I appreciate it. Wendy says, the witch hunt, Clantis, is about money. People are paid to lie and to defeat the ends of justice. That's it. If money is at play here, it's going to be exposed, guys. You know, the things that are done in darkness, I do believe this. The things that are done in darkness, they do come out in the light. So if you are planning right now, tomorrow when you get to work, to do something bad, yes, you might win today, tomorrow, maybe even for a year. But down the line, you'll be covering yourself with newspapers when the cameras are following you. I'm telling you. And you're going to look dumbfounded in the dark as if you don't know why you are there for. Come on. Just don't do it. Period. You know, the straight and narrow is not easy for all of us. Trust me, for all of us. Just don't do it. And especially do not cause pain to another human being. Igazi lomuntu liyakhuluma, inyembezi zomuntu ziyakhuluma. Umuntu himself, la economical, uyaqalekisa. Do you want all that bad luck following you because you are so... Just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Shirley says, I heard on another news channel, can't recall which one, that yes, he was touting. Oh, I'm aware that it's a common practice, like buskers, lol. Leave buskers alone. Buskers are at least those guys, they are not under some kind of, what do you call this? Some kind of professional umbrella or some sort. They are musicians, they are mimers, they are people that, you know, they entertain people that are walking on the streets. And then if you want to give them money, you give them money. Now, this one is a person who went to law school, and I hear that at law school, they are taught these things, that it's unethical to tout. So, no, leave the pastors alone. I'm fighting for them. I'm fighting for them. Let's see. Kosi says, well, all South Africans must unite more in order to claim equality justice. Amen. Not only for Senzo, but for millions of innocent South Africans who rot in jail wrongly. Amen, amen, amen to that. I 100% agree. My goodness, how many people are in there because of this criminal justice system that has failed them and the community, that a crime was committed on them by somebody that's probably walking the streets and doing more crimes because the wrong man or the wrong woman is serving for them. I know, people. No. I do not accept this. I don't accept this at all. I don't. So anyways, it's taking some time to open, but let's go on. Rita M says, hi clan, Mina, as a self-appointed expert, I think the defense played right into Baloyi's hand. Yes, shame. But I think Advocate Mngome Zulu has learned the hard way, and he's going to come for Baloyi. I could see it. He was looking at him with C and says, my learned colleague. I'm like, Nainkunzi Vuka. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Is all I'm going to say. I think he initially wanted to include the recording, but acted as if he did not intend to, so that things could unfold the way they did, and they did. Yo, in terms of sneakiness in Gyamvuma Ubaloyi, I do. You really need to have very high IQ to be a sneaky person like Ubaloyi. I give it to him for that, guys. He is intelligent. Period. Period. I hope Mngome Zulu and the Dream Team will find counteracts or counter cases to block Vaseline No 1928. I can't believe the judge was gaslighting us all along with Rob versus Hepworth. I mean, I still say this case law was to manipulate the defense. It was only for the defense, not for the state. Every time the defense rose something that was valid, he would then quote Rob versus Hepworth, 1928. Seriously, that was a tactic to emotionally and intellectually and probably professionally manipulate the defense team. He was telling us about it so that we wouldn't see when he was violating it. And I worry because the defense never calls him out on 1928 when he starts playing games. Because for Baloyi to say he was not intending on using the recording to now wanting to use it is a chess game, allegedly. It is a chess game. I think so too. Whoever said that, because you're saying allegedly, I agree with that person. Tayila says someone tag Mngome Zulu. That would be nice. One says, Clancy, I'm upset about the way this judge messes around with the public and Mayowa family. Ooh, especially the Mayowa family. You are right. The state lost it a long time ago. Why all these state witnesses? What are they testifying about? This is nonsense. Dead case. They are busy flogging a dead horse. This is Baloyi and his best friend, the judge. Allegedly. Allegedly, gang. Myra says, in your questions to the magistrate, you forgot to add how come she didn't see the marks caused by the tight handcuffs, which could also be another form of torture. She said, if I remember, I could be wrong. She said that the cufflinks or the handcuffs were not tight. I think it's the other one, accused number one, whose handcuffs were tight, because even Mboto does admit that there were marks and then he had swollen hands, wrists, because of the tight handcuffs. So this one, I think the magistrates did clear that one and said that they were loosened, or no, they were not tight, from what she observed. And then we have Biggie, who says, if Ntanzi and Sibiya confessed, then they were the two intruders who killed Senzo Meyiwa. They should have been tried soon after the confession. Why were the three others brought to trial? What it means is that the state is doubting the confession. Yeah, it's possible. Listen, I thought, Mina, this is what I thought. I thought when you get arrested, and then you knew you committed the crime, and because you do not want to put the family of the victim or yourself through a lengthy trial, all you do is you make a confession. Once a confession has been made, you go to sentencing. Of course, at sentencing, there's going to be that process of mitigation, if you committed a crime before, all that stuff, and then you are sentenced appropriately. So now, number one and two made a confession. Why were they not sentenced thereafter? Why are they brought to this trial and being accused number 1, 2? I also fail to understand that logic. But again, we are not lawyers, right? We are not lawyers. We don't know. Maybe somebody who can come and help us out here, please do. Yes, we understand the whole trial within a trial thing. We do understand that. But they made a confession, and therefore, instead of wasting the state's resources, sentence them. Why are you bringing them to this trial? Noma Temba says, where is Mr. Mjiyako now? Anybody knows him? Apparently, nobody knows him. Like I said, guys, I also went down the rabbit hole looking for him. I was like, who are you that he's been doing this? And I will not be surprised to hear that, oh, he got sick and died a long time ago. I will not be surprised. Let's go on. Okay, let's go on. Zibu Sese is a lawyer or no lawyer. As compared to Baloyi and Judge Rata, you are the heavyweight. If you studied law, you would have been such an excellent lawyer. Keep it up, Mdiba. Thank you. I'm a Cancer, so my cheeks are already hot from blushing. Thank you. Thank you, Zibus. Thank you. I'm flattered. Thank you. No, thank you so much. Babalo says, oh, Babalo. I agree. Okay, that's another Babalo. The one that I assigned a gender. Sorry. I thought you were. I agree with you, clan member. We can't all be lawyers. Even a lawyer had his IQ and common sense before he could be one. Agree. We don't have to be lawyers to exercise our freedom of speech. Amen. Amen to that. We are entitled to our opinions, especially as the citizens of South Africa. The Constitution allows us. Section 16, subsection 1A of the Constitution says that. Why some people have a difficulty with that? I don't get it. We are indeed self-appointed experts. Yes! So if I was a Gen Z, I would have said, it's giving. Yes. I can be silly. I know. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Tara says, they must learn that they are not in... Oh, okay. No, let me start that again. Tara says they must learn that they are in a war and Baloyi is not their friend. That one is very sneaky and he is good at what he does. And I'm sure he is promised something at the end of the trial. The less we talk about the judge, the better. For me, this is where I think Baloyi is headed to. I think he is demonstrating himself to be the next NDPP. He could be actually eyeing that for that position. If it's not the NDPP, he's eyeing to be a judge, an acting judge at some point, and then possibly Supreme Court of Appeal or even the Constitutional Court. That's just my thinking. The way he's fighting so hard for a dead horse to wake up, there is a promotion. Siabonga says, hey, Mr. Woods. I haven't been called that since high school. They used to say Clintus Wood. Maybe you went to school with me, did you? Oh my God, because I used to go to an all-boys school and then only those boys used to call me Clintus Wood. You are revealing your age too. Mina, I've stopped watching the live proceedings of this trial and just wait for you. Ooh, the pressure is getting worse. To summarize, everything saves me on data, so you are using me. I like it. I like it nonetheless. Loretta says, I agree with you, advocate. The new advocate seems to have rattled Baloyi. Are you calling me an advocate? Oh my gosh. Nomusa says, Miss Cronje must just admit that she did not apply her mind properly. There were hints that showed that Ntanzi was coerced to make a confession, detained without being afforded his right to appear in court. Yes, yes. That was a big clue. Section 35 of the Constitution, the same Section 35 of the Constitution that she quoted to him, talks about being pulled to the magistrate's court. But before you're even brought to the magistrate court, you need to be charged within 48 hours and then brought to the magistrate court within that 48 hours. As a magistrate, she should have known that better than anybody. Better than anybody. Had no bath for 8 days, being under heavy police guard, who were irritated when asked their names. The attorney in Giaco, who is not concerned about Ntanzi's right, was violated. I agree. Almost all of his constitutional rights were violated. His dignity, fair trial, you name it, all of it was violated. You know the natural one. Thanks, Clancy, for the content and summary of daily events in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. This is very helpful to people like me based in the States. Oh, you are welcome. You are so welcome. Oh my goodness, this is great. Thank you. Who don't have time to watch the trial. My question is, why can't the defense file a motion to have the judge Rata recuse himself? I think Advocate Mngome Zulu is going to do that. I think so. From what he was attempting to say to the judge, I think that's where he was headed to. I think he was going to tell the judge that he is planning, if this continues, he is going to lodge a motion against the judge. I think that's where he was going, and then the judge cut him off because he doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't want to hear that. Petro Galem, I always have an issue, not issue, I don't know how to pronounce, but the first name is Pedro, right? How do you pronounce your surname? Okay, I'll just say Pedro. Pedro, do share your sentiments regarding Mrs. Cronje not taking the case further after she experienced the circumstances and heard the time of arrest. No compassion at all. I agree. I think she's a heartless woman. I think she doesn't care. Maybe she has other issues with certain people. I don't know. We do have an ugly history in South Africa. Maybe it played a role. I do not know why she didn't do what a magistrate is supposed to do in a situation like this where a human rights was being violated. So I don't know. Honestly speaking, I don't know her, and I would not make more speculation than what I already have. It's possible. It's possible that she doesn't like certain type of people. Tando says the judge's attitude wrecked today. His interaction with Mshololo was unparalleled when she was making her request. Firstly, by addressing her by the wrong surname. Oh my goodness, you also saw that. And he did it several times. Repeatedly, yes. Him not letting her speak a simple sentence for him to get the complete wrong end of the stick. Mshololo was so clear. She was so clear. But no, Mr. Narcissism, who thinks he knows it all and calls the rest of us self-appointed expert. Thank you so much, Judge, for that. You should have just listened to what Mshololo was saying. I threw my hands in the air. At this point, my buttons were pressed. On the other hand, I didn't hear a single interception when Ngomezulu made the same request that the judge approves, other rejecting the same request initially made by Mshololo. What is his actual problem, Gempela? But wait, maybe he's a sexist. Who knows? We don't know. I don't know. Sam says, I have never seen a judge who is so hostile to the defense lawyers. He is too emotional for no apparent reason. It's like he can't wait to say those guys are guilty. And then Tando says, Sam, he is emotional. You see it in his face before he utters a word. The look, size, rolling of eyes, and his blatant disdain for the defense is questionable. Yeah, I saw him today. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this man. I'm over him. Over. But we are still going to hold him accountable. We are tand. Marianne says, spot on. Thank you. Thank you. Obinyati says, is torture only physical? No, it's also psychological and emotional. Deprivation is torture. Ntanzi was deprived of his legal rights to be brought before a court of law within 48 hours of arrest. He was also deprived of his rights to call his family. He was also deprived of the dignity to a bath and or other hygienic condiments. I agree. I fully agree. You're 100% right. And that was an indication for Miss Cronje to not further with this so-called confession, because it was done wrongly, people. Tina says it's really a funny approach from Baloyi. Today he displayed his sneakiness, saying that we will play the video under one condition, that they will eliminate some other parts of the video. Why? Which ones are those? You want the self-incriminating ones, where probably it's like, and then you want that out. We want to hear everything. His change of breath, we want to hear it. Tepo says, Pulaya Tata judge all the time, state versus Shabal. He and his authorities, that he nitpick to suit whatever evil. Yes, I said it. Whatever evil he wants to play out in the court. Banele says brown envelope at play in this case. Highly possible. I at this point in time, anything is possible. I would not put it past them. Dikolisa say, oh, it's a mess at the clan, meaning the case is a mess. It's a mess. Definitely it's a mess. So we're going to read our last 3 comments and then we close self-appointed expert comments segment. Banele says, this case is 2-man show. Advocate Baloyi and Judge Rada. They're best friends. They're best friends, Moss. You know, we are allowed to make those assertions because that's what they are demonstrating. When he speaks to Baloyi, he has a big smile like, oh, I love you, you know. And then he goes to the defense, is like, What's happening? One says these two men, Baloyi and the judge, should be sued for practicing unfairness and injustice. Unfortunately, in South Africa, we can't sue a judge. That's what I was told. You can't sue a judge. And Advocate Baloyi is a state attorney. I'm not quite sure how you're going to sue him instead of going for, instead of going for MPA. I think you need to go for the NDPP. The NDPP is National Director of Public Prosecution. That means the big boss, the one that makes the final decisions. Who gets prosecuted, who doesn't get prosecuted, who gets acquitted, who doesn't get acquitted, who gets falsely arrested, who doesn't get falsely arrested, who gets falsely prosecuted, like the 5 men that are accused of killing Senzo Meyer and who's not. That's the NDPP's job. I think her name is Batohi something, whatever her name is. I thought she was coming in with, yeah, let me leave my my comments about that lady to myself, because a lot's going on under her watch. A lot is going on. Rice says, really enjoying the content, CD. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate you all the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the best there. Kayanita says, only 7 people. We were in the house, but calling whole world Uguti bazofagaza bebe kupi. Bebe kupi ngempela for real. And then we have yeah, that was the end, guys. If I skipped your comment, please do forgive me. There's a lot that's coming through. I think I have over 3. No, what? Not 3. I'm lying. No, let me see. It's the comments that are approaching 366. It's now 66. I did see also Titi Tobane earlier, but I responded to him and then his comment disappeared. Yeah, after commenting on a comment, it disappears. I can't remember what he was saying. Oh, I think he was talking about reporting the judge and Baloyi to the LPC. And I was like, from what I hear about the LPC, it is riddled with nepotism and friendship and comradeship, political affiliation, protection, and all of that. So they're never going to hold each other accountable at all. That is why the legal fraternity, I think, from what I'm seeing with Baloyi and everything, touting of lawyers, it's a mess. It's a mess. All of this is telling. Anyways, guys, this is it with this segment, the self-appointed expert. If you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody that's super thanking the channel and supporting it financially. I highly appreciate you guys so very much. And also leave me a comment down below and let me know what do you think about the comments that you've been hearing from the self-appointed experts, as well as share the video far and wide. Guys, please, whatever you do, also when you watch another YouTuber's video, click the like button so that the algorithm as well can shoot up and bring them subscribers and all of that good stuff, so that they can grow their channels as well as subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time with a new video. Goodbye.